Well, the NBC has released a damning report regarding Rwanda's influence in Eastern DRC. According to the report that I'm going to analyze in this video, the NBC says that the Rwandan forces have been actively assisting the M23 in Eastern DRC to continue with their onslaught against the FARDC. And they have tabled different evidences to show that indeed the Rwandan Defense Forces have been actively assisting the M23 in fighting the FARDC and other allied militias in Eastern DRC. That is part of the story that I'm going to tell you in this video. As well as in this video, I'm going to tell you about the warning that Uganda has issued of different forces in Eastern DRC if they dare to come close. Well, this is bona fide. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe and hit that notification button so that when I release something new on Eastern DRC, you get notified as soon as possible. Well, the NBC has released a report dubbed The Hidden Invasion Inside Rwanda's Covert War in Eastern Congo, and it tends to showcase how the Rwandan Defense Forces have been assisting the M23 militia in Eastern DRC to fight against the FARDC and other allied militia in Eastern Congo. This particular report has also mentioned that Rwanda is involved in supporting the M23, and it has also given multiple accounts of the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, refuting the allegations that his forces are in Eastern DRC to assist the M23. The report, also called the Rwandan Secret War, has mentioned that the Rwandan Defense Forces have been involved in arming, training, and commanding the M23 allies, and that the Rwandan deployment right now, because we are talking about the UN giving figures that there are about 3,000 to 4,000 Rwandan Defense Forces troops in Eastern DRC. According to that report that has since gone viral, the number of deployed Rwandan Defense Forces in Eastern DRC is now totaling to 5,000 troops. Well, and perhaps what has caught the attention of many are the evidences that have been tabled by the NBC as evidence showing that the Rwandan Defense Forces are in Eastern DRC. While many are saying that that is just a hoax, there are quite a number who are saying this was the evidence that we were talking about when we were saying that the Rwandan Defense Forces are in Eastern DRC. The report has also pointed that there has been a very high death toll of Rwandan Defense Forces in Eastern DRC who are deployed in secrecy. They are saying that the Rwandan Defense Forces cross the border into Eastern DRC and secretly go and assist the M23 to fight the FARDC. In fact, there is a point in that particular video where they are saying that there are arms that are being trafficked day and night. After a night of fighting the FARDC, the Rwandan arms are trafficked back to the Rwandan border, and then they wait up until the evening so that these arms can then be trafficked back into the border of the DRC so that they can continue to fight the FARDC. But they are saying that the death toll in Rwanda has been massive because of the war in Eastern DRC. According to that particular report, there are many Rwandan Defense Forces who have lost their lives, and that has been seen by satellite images of the Rwandan war cemeteries. These are fallen soldiers in Rwanda where they are buried. They are saying that if you look at the satellite images from 2023 before and 2024, you'll find that there is a lot of difference in that particular Rwandan war cemetery. And that's where they're saying that that is evidence of the fallen Rwandan soldiers who have been fighting in Eastern DRC that have since lost their lives. The report went further to note that the Rwandan government is silencing the families of those people who have lost their lives because they don't want this secret to come out to light. That people who have lost their loved ones are followed by the Rwandan government to make sure that the families do not reveal what exactly happened, that they are silenced so that this entire operation can be a secret. Well, as I said earlier, many are saying that this is not true, while others are saying that that is the evidence that they were waiting for. And the general question is always, where are the M23 getting their arms from? Because you cannot say that all the arms that the M23 is using to fight in Eastern DRC are captured from the FARDC. Of course, you need a lot of armory to fight in such a warfare that the Sami DRC could not even hold the lines when the M23 fought very hard earlier this year. It means that the M23 is getting the arms from somewhere else. And now this particular report is saying that that particular source that has been giving the M23 arms is the Rwandan government. And well, what is the big deal? Maybe someone will ask, Why is the Rwandan president very much denying these allegations that the Rwandan Defense Forces are actually in Eastern DRC assisting the M23? Is because a nation cannot deploy its forces into another nation if there is no active war. That is against the international law, that one country can go into another country and fight in that particular country. That is akin to an invasion, and that is against international law. Well, many Western countries have said that indeed the Rwandan Defense Forces are assisting the M23 in fighting in Eastern DRC, but that has largely remained to be a debate, because many are saying also that these are the M23, these are people who are being oppressed in Eastern DRC by the FARDC, by the Congolese government, and the Banyamulenge, who are being fought and who are losing their lives because of harsh policies and different treatment in Eastern DRC that are now defending themselves. This is coming also at a time when Uganda has issued a warning through their Chief of Defense Forces, Muhoozi Kainerugaba, saying that any force that goes anywhere near the Ugandan interests in Eastern DRC will face the full wrath of the Ugandan People Defense Forces. This is coming at a time when the Uganda's People Defense Forces have been moving southwards closer to the M23, and the Ugandan People Defense Forces Chief of Defense, Muhoozi, has said that soon he's going to meet the president of DRC, Felix Tshisekedi, in talks that are very much anticipated to hear what Uganda and the DRC are going to agree on, because at the center of it all will be the M23. Well, I will keep you informed of the latest of what is happening in Eastern DRC regarding these new details that have now been released by the NBC. Keep it bona fide.